Hi everybody, this is Matt. Thanks for watching and welcome back. I've had many requests from you folks to do videos regarding situational awareness. And let me start by saying that situational awareness is an extremely broad and an extremely deep type of a subject. It's not something that's easily covered in a 5 or 10 minute video, or you can't even cover it thoroughly in a 5-day course. But let's just get started, and even though it's a big, deep type of a topic, at the bottom, at the root of that tree is one simple concept. So let's just get going. First and foremost, what is situational awareness? It is simply being aware of your environment, things that are going on around you at all times. Just to be aware of it and what is happening. Now, there are especially two types of people that I'm going to bring up in this. Who do you think two types of people that are the most situationally aware today? The first one, law enforcement officers. Now, law enforcement officers are trained at the police academy, the law enforcement academy, in situational awareness. However, when they're in that cruiser and they're out on patrol, they're dealing with a traffic stop, they're dealing with something that's going on in the community, an event, they're being called into a domestic disturbance or an altercation, something like that. They're getting on-the-job training. And it's happening for them 40, 50, 60 hours a week. Because as a law enforcement officer, if you do not have situational awareness, bad things can happen. Things will go south in a heartbeat. So watch a law enforcement officer when he is at a traffic stop, or even when it looks like everything is calm and he's just talking to somebody at the public. What's happening there? Watch their eyes. Watch the motion of their head. They are reading people. They're reading their body language. They're taking in the circumstances, the surroundings. They're wanting to see if somebody's acting closed off, if somebody is acting like they got something to hide, if they're being shifty, are they looking down a lot? Are their eyes darting around? Do they smell anything? Do they notice anything that's just a little bit off? Because that's their job. That helps keep them alive. The second type of individual that is got heightened situational awareness are military people. People that have served, especially who have been deployed into combat environments. I can guarantee you that they have a high degree of situational awareness, because why? People are trying to kill them. People are trying to shoot at them. So, they're going to be aware of a lot. And that's just the way it is. Now, today, in today's society, I would say that the majority of folks don't have the same level of situational awareness as they did when I was growing up as a kid. 50 years ago, when I was growing up as a kid in rural Iowa, what did we have? We had people that spent a lot of time outside. They were outdoors. Lots of family farms. Farmer is constantly out in his field. He's either tending to crops, tending to his livestock, and you had a lot of people that were just simply outdoors. They're sitting out under a tree, they're sitting on the porch. Why? Because in the summertime, it was hot and air conditioning wasn't all that common. So it was quite often a lot more pleasant to be outdoors than indoors. And generally, people were more active back then as well. The other thing was, we didn't have this little thing called cable TV. We didn't have satellite television, and we sure did not have the internet. And with the telephone system, we had party lines. We didn't have smartphones, cell phones, things like that. So people were outside more, and they knew what was going on with the weather. They knew that Bob got himself a new truck, that Jimmy got himself a car. They knew approximately the patterns of, when Fred would leave to go to work in the morning, what time Fred would be coming home, that, Jim and Bob would be down at the corner cafe at about 6:45 every morning, or out at the sale barn, having breakfast, having coffee. They were that tuned in. So they knew when a stranger passed through. They knew when a different vehicle passed by or somebody was walking down the sidewalk that was completely out of character, completely different. Now, let's fast forward to today, right now. What do we have? We have plenty of distractions. A lot of times people do not leave the confines of their home except to get into their vehicle and then to be at work. But otherwise, they're not outside all that much. So in the house, how many people have their windows open and they've got their draperies and their blinds open? Well, sometimes not a lot, because they're sitting inside air-conditioned comfort. They're doing what? They're watching television. They're watching the internet. I know that the majority of you that are watching this today, you grew up during the internet. You haven't known anything different. Now, when we get into cars, cars are a big distraction. Now, back in the day, we had an AM radio. Air conditioning was rolling down the window, and you had this little side window doohickey that you'd turn like this to have fresh air blowing into your face, because otherwise we didn't have air conditioning. But today we've got air conditioning, we've got dual passenger controls, we have rolling GPS maps, we have all kinds of doodads and gizmos, and what happens? We even have noise canceling in vehicles. But what happens? People are driving and they're looking down. They're doing like this, or they're looking like this. What are they not doing? They're not looking at the road. They're not looking at the road ahead of them. Or I've seen some people where their heads turn just like this because they're talking to somebody that's right here. And that's how accidents happen. Then they wonder why they got into a traffic accident. They're like, well, I didn't see him. No, you didn't see him because you weren't looking. And just with people that are pedestrians, what's this? This is a smartphone. This is a huge distraction. Now, how many people have you seen that have got earbuds in or headphones, and their head is down and they're going chicka 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 just like this, and they're walking like they're on autopilot? Look at the number of pedestrians that are killed each year because they just blindly walk out into traffic because they were listening to tunes and they were texting or on some kind of social media. They weren't paying attention, so they got injured, they got killed. How do we get situational awareness? A, pay more attention. It's that simple. Open your eyes, get your chin up, get your head on a swivel. Eliminate distractions. Put the phone away. Just really try to do without it. Because a situation is let's say that you have a mother and she's got little kids with her coming out of the grocery store. So she's pushing a cart. She might have a baby right here in front of her on the cart, a couple of kids in tow, and the phone's ringing at the same time, so she's trying to wrangle the kids. And does she have situational awareness when she's trying to talk on the phone, get Junior into the car, get, little girl into the baby seat, plus, get the groceries in the car? I've seen that happen a lot, and they don't have situational awareness. Bad guys, on the other hand, do. They're looking for people that are distracted because that makes them easy prey. It makes them an easy target. So please put the phone away. Just try it. Try it for a couple days. Put the phone away. Don't talk or text, when you're driving down the road. Keep your head up. Don't be looking down all the time, fiddling with one thing or the other. Go outside. Pay attention to what's going on in your neighborhood. And as you're walking along, just, whether, you're at the mall or you're going for a walk, something like that, look at people. Look at people in the eye. Don't put your head down. Don't act like you're ashamed or it's just like, I don't see you. Okay, they're past. No, don't do that. Pay attention, because bad guys, they pick out distracted targets. They will pick out people that they think are weaker than them, people that definitely are not aware. If a bad guy thinks that you made them just simply because, you notice something squirrely going on, and you turn and you look at him, a lot of times that's all it takes to make them just bug off and leave you alone. So just try with situational awareness to pay more attention, to not be distracted by some of the technology that we have today. See how that works for you, and just encourage, your family to do the same. I still, to this day, remember something that my driver's ed teacher taught me a long, long, long time ago, and I've never forgot it. We're driving along, and we were driving down by an elementary school, and this guy, he was a local cop. He had worked plenty of accidents and everything else, and one thing is he's like, look under those cars. What do you see? It's like, what? We're approaching some vehicles that are parked, and he's like, look under the cars. What do you see? Well, you saw shadows moving. Those shadows were the legs of children. And, sure enough, little kid comes darting out in front of a car. I never forgot that. To this day, I'm still looking underneath the cars because you never know who's there. It could be a dog, a cat, it could be a child, it could be a person in a wheelchair, it could be a kid on a bicycle. You don't know. So, simple things. Let's just start with simple things. Try to not be distracted. Practice not being distracted. Go out. Just get up off the couch right now, or wherever you're sitting at your computer desk. Go outdoors. Take a walk around the block. And have your phone in your pocket, but actually pay attention to the traffic. Pay attention to things. And practice it. Practice it like it's on-the-job training, because having situational awareness can keep you safer. It can make the difference between life and death, or if you become aware of something that is a potential danger, it gives you the ability to formulate options to keep yourself safe, to create distance, to get away from the bad guys, or to simply avoid that ginormous snapping turtle that's crossing the road in front of you. Believe me, stranger things have happened. Anyway, I hope this gives you some food for thought. It gives you a baseline of at least where to begin, and I hope it helps. So thanks for asking the questions. Thanks for watching, and until next time, everybody, have a good one and be safe out there.